move a mountain begins with moving one small stone at a time. And it's going to take time, persistence, and patience. Just like your yoga. It's going to take time, persistence, and patience. But you can do it. You know, maybe that is how you feel about your yoga. Maybe you feel, oh my gosh, it's a mountain too big to move. I'm too stiff. I'm too sore. I'm not going to say weak, I'm too not strong. But guess what? You get moving, get started today, right now. Get moving, get started, and all these good things will happen. Your yoga is going to make you feel more flexible, more mobile, and stronger, the S word, stronger. You're going to feel stronger. Every day our practices are different. Every day they're designed to work together to make you stronger in so many aspects of your life and to make you more flexible and mobile too. Those are our buzzwords. And I am Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. It's a 1 hour long practice. So think of it, I'm just here holding space for you. You come, you do what you can with what you got. We're all at different levels of fitness and, aches and pains and what have you. But I'm going to hold this space for you every day. Show up. Do what you can. Even if you're doing a pose to 10%, you think, 10% is not good enough. I have to do 110%. 10% is good enough. Think about it. If you're going to become 10% better, that's quite a bit. So cut yourself some slack, enjoy the practice, and just show up. And as the bottom of the screen says, don't hurt your wonderful body. Don't hurt. Not every pose is meant for everybody. Don't take it to that 110 crazy percent. Don't be doing shoulder stands and handstands if you should be in child's pose. Do your child's pose for as long as feels right for your body. Don't hurt you. Don't hurt you. You know best. All right, so here's a word to think about. This word, it is time. Time is flowing like a river, right? Okay, time is flowing like a river. Time means continuous duration in which events succeed one another. Okay, it's going to happen. Time is going to happen. The question is, how well are you prepared to move through time? All right, how well are you prepared to move through time, not only in your head, but also in your wonderful body. Okay, here's the deal. As you take the time today to do your practice, have some props nearby. Earlier in the little spinny countdown, I showed you how you can use the wall or a chair to do a lot of these poses. Maybe that's where you are. Cut yourself some slack and just do it. Do it in the chair. Why not? Maybe today you want to do it in the chair for fun. 2 yoga blocks. We always use those. Buy them. They're not very expensive. Order them. They can be delivered today. A yoga strap. You might want to use that today in some of your poses, maybe in bow pose or in boat pose. I'm not going to use it today because we're going to go through the poses quickly. Some water is always good to have to wet your whistle. I like to have a little hand towel, and an eye shade is fabulous for your final Shavasana pose. All right, those are your props. That's what you need. Maybe you use the wall, maybe you use a chair, maybe you use your counter behind you. It's all good. Let's come on up to a standing position. Okay, here's the deal. In your standing position, we're going to get started. Got to get started, right? Get started, get moving. Time is ticking away. Okay, so 2 song references. Do you remember those? All right, lock a stress number in your mind. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, how are you feeling stress-wise? Lock it in. Let's go with the flow and enjoy the journey. You'll get there in your time. All right, confidence pose. Send your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Place your hands on your hips, send your shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Sigh it out, no sweat, no worries. You do this your way. Big breath in through the nose, big breath in. And a big breath out. Now just close your eyes for a second and feel your chest. You take a big inhale. Chest rises up. A big exhale. Soften in the shoulders. Don't sweat it. All right, so let's take your confidence pose. Your elbows are back. Chest is lifted. Start to come up onto your toes. Find your feet. Focus on what you can do. Maybe you've got your hands on your counter here or on your chair as you lift and lower the feet. And it doesn't matter if you have your hand on the chair. What we're after here is just kind of awakening the ankles, the feet. Focus on what you can do. Don't get fixated on what you can't do, because there's a million things all of us can't do. Focus on what you can do. And you can totally do this practice. And I'll say why. It's because you define it. You make it work for you. Lift and lower, Lifting the heels up, keeping the heels behind the toes with control. Don't let the feet splay out. I've kind of become fixated on when I walk behind people. I'm looking at their ankles. I'm seeing if they pronate or supinate, where their ankles are turned. Try to have your heels right behind your toes. Lift and lower. Build your confidence here. Maybe you can take that hand off of that chair a little bit. Breathe. Plant your heels, plant your feet, lift your toes up and give them a wiggle. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. Plant your feet solidly. Lift your arms high up to the sky. This is your extended mountain pose. Reach through your fingers, soften in your shoulders. Turn your pinkies in a little bit toward the midline of your body. Take a big breath in. And a big sighing breath out. Now take your hands behind your low back. Push your belly forward. Squeeze your elbows towards your back. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, or maybe look overhead. Take a little back bend. Oh, just wake your spine up. Open up through the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Fold forward. You can do this seated in a chair. No big deal. You just bring your chest towards your thighs. Let your arms hang heavy. Now let your gaze go back towards your knees or your belly button. Fingers can be toward the earth. Maybe put a little space between your feet and let your belly come between your thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Decompress your spine. Shake your neck a little bit. Come to stillness at the midline of your body. When you're ready, think of stacking your vertebrae like little Legos, one on top of the other. Roll them on up until you come on up to standing, chin away from your chest. Last. Arms go high. Remember extended mountain. We're going to do extended mountain a lot. Interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky. Start to sway gently from side to side, keeping the weight equal in both feet. Chin away from your chest. Little gentle movements sideways. Breathe. They don't have to be huge movements. You're just warming up. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let it go. Stretch it out. When you stretch it out, feel the entire stretch up that entire side of your body. And just, you know what, I say it a lot, feel what you feel. I mean, really take this moment. Feel. Maybe you need to close your eyes to feel what you feel. Feel the good stretch. That is your palm tree pose. Come on back to standing normally in a neutral position. Arms down by your sides. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Are you feeling better already? Yes, you are. Every little bit helps. All right. Big arm circles. Start to create circles with your arms like your fingers are drawing big circles on the two side walls of your room. Then your shoulders are getting a nice wake-up call, but if you don't think this feels so great in your shoulders, make smaller circles. Breathe. Add in the knees. Bend the knees when the fingers come down, straighten them when the fingers come up. I think this is a real big one in the knees. The first one's kind of uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the better it feels. Breathe. The more doable it becomes. Oh, we got to move our knees, don't we? These bends are important. Take your arm circles in the other direction. Big or small circles, it's all good. All right. One big more bend in your knees, right? One big more, you know what I mean. Bend one more time in your knees. Come on up to standing. Big coat swing. Arms are down by your sides. Shoulders are back and down. Start to twist from side to side. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Your arms are heavy. Your arms are just loose. Maybe you're touching your hip and your backside. Look this way and that. Maybe you would like to close your eyes and challenge your balance. Oh, just a controlled twist here. We got some twists coming in a little bit. A twist and a lunge. We got a supine twist at the end. Just wake your body up knowing twists are okay. You can do them. And then let's finish. All right, come back to the midline of your body. Something a little different. Take your arms, cactus them out. Arms are cactused, so your elbows are at shoulder height. Press the backs of your hands to the back of your room. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. You're firmly planted in your feet. Send the backs of your palms, or the backs of your hands, that's what they are. Backs of your hands to the back of the room. Chest is big, strong, lifted. Maybe close the eyes, take a big breath in. And a big sighing breath out. Let it go. Keep pressing the hands to the back of the room, kind of like we do in that you will look taller pose. Breathe in. breathe out. Now set your little mantra. What is your mantra? Your mantra is just a positive, affirmative statement you're going to say to yourself today as you practice. Today, maybe it is I am strong. Today, maybe it is I am growing. I am getting better. Maybe it is I am patient with myself. Breathe in. Breathe out. There you go. Finish up. Bring your hands. Let them float back to prayer center. Exhale. Fold forward. Hinge forward. Bring your hands down to your mat. Bend your knees. Come into a child's pose. All right. Child's pose. Knees can be together. Big toes touching. Hips back to the heels. Toward the heels. They don't have to touch the heels. Block can be on your mat. Forehead can rest on your block. Arms can be down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen through the fingers as they reach toward the bottom of your mat. Here's a classic child's pose. Good things are happening, but let me show you an option before I tell you all those good things. Spread your knees wide, maybe. Hips maybe back towards your heels. Maybe arms reach to the top of your mat and your head sinks down to either the block or to the mat. All right, in your child's pose, whether you're in that classic variation or in this one, the wide-legged child's pose. All right, your spine is lengthening. Crown of the head, tailbone going in opposite directions. Find length and decompression in your spine. Knees are getting a good wake-up call, as are your thighs and your ankles. In the extended child's pose, your fingers are reaching long to the top of the mat. You're getting that shoulder mobility going again. In either pose, start to turn your head from left to right. Massage your forehead into the mat. Yoga's supposed to feel good. Let it feel good. In not only your body, as your body craves movement, but in your head too, in your mind. All right, let the outside world go. Bring your head back to stillness at the midline. Close your lips now and breathe in and out of your nose if you like that. This will allow you to build heat in your body, to focus inward, nothing wrong with that, and just let the outside world go. For this next hour or however long you can stay, focus on you, focus on the sensations in your body, focus on what feels good. Give yourself this time to move your body. It's so important. And don't ever say, I don't have time for my yoga. You need to do your yoga. You need to move. You need to wake up your body. Find the full range of motion in everything you've got. And take time for you. Anytime you want, come back to your child's pose. It's a great pose in which to be. Cut yourself some slack and do what works for you. All right, let's take our hands. Slide your hands so they're under your shoulders. Bring your knees back to underneath your hips. Tuck your back toes under, send your hips high, and then walk your feet to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Think of stacking Legos. Come on up to your extended mountain pose. Reach. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe find your feet here. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in. Remember your mantra. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften in your shoulders. Now hinge forward. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Ragdoll pose. Feet about hip width distance apart. Send your gaze back to your knees or up towards your belly button. How many of you were thinking, oh, she forgot ragdoll. Oh no, it's my favorite. Never forget ragdoll. Send your tailbone high to the sky. Little bend in your knees feels awesome. Gaze back to your knees or your belly button and start to sway one elbow, then the other, back toward each knee. You almost feel like you're drawing like a figure 8 on its side with your elbows. So loosen up and decompress the low back. Remember this, do it throughout your day. Finish up, come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingers toward your mat. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time, Lego style. Let's do a sun salutation A. It's quick-paced, so if you get bored with it, it happens fast. If you're intimidated by it, it happens fast. Modify it. It'll be over before you know it. Fingers lift high to the sky. Lengthen up. Exhale, hands through prayer center. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into your shins. Create a flat back. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Exhale, bring your hands on down to your mat. Let's do our first Chaturanga Dandasana. Lots of ways you can take it. Hinge forward. Come to a high plank. Press into your hands. Maybe you take it on your knees or maybe you're pressed up against a wall like I showed in the countdown. High plank to low plank as you exhale. Inhale, Chest lifts to the front of the room. Tops of your feet are on your mat. When you're ready, down dog. Flip your feet to a natural position. Send your hips high. This is your down dog. Hands are shoulder width distance apart. Feet hip width distance apart. Heels slightly elevated. Neck is loose. Give it a shake and give your feet a pedal. Okay, take that pedal up into the hips. Move your hips too. Downward facing dog. Still your heels. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain. Exhale, hands through prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Press into your shins. Exhale, plant your hands up against the wall or down onto your mat. You can take this on your knees. Maybe you do high plank. Maybe you take it on your knees to a low plank. Elbows are hugged in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe you're still on your knees, pressing the elbows straight. Exhale, down dog. Hips go high. Maybe you prefer to spread your knees wide. Remember that wide-legged child's pose? Maybe that's what you prefer to do. Breathe in, breathe out. If you're in downward facing dog, give it a little pedal. Let's all make our way back to standing. Walk your feet to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Inhale, arms sweep up, extended mountain. Find length. Maybe lift up onto your toes. You got it. Exhale, hands through prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is flat like a tabletop. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat, walk it forward, take the variation that you like. I'm gonna go high plank, bending the elbows, hugging them into a low plank, flipping the feet, tops of the feet on the mat, chest is forward, gaze is forward, upward facing dog. Flip your feet, downward facing dog. Or child's pose with the wide legs. Make it work for you. Pedal it out. Let's still the feet. Make your way back to a standing position, walking the feet or the hands to meet each other. Inhale, arms sweep up. That was your sun salutation A. Let's do a sun salutation B. You can be seated in a chair, and this works really super well. All right, lengthen up. Extended mountain, we do a lot of those. Now bend your knees and come into a chair pose. If you're in chair, you're already there. Your bottom is seated in the chair. If you are standing, sit back a little bit more with the weight in the heels. Lift your toes, give them a wiggle, as if you're about to sit low into a chair. Reach through your fingers, hold on here. Play with the balance a little bit, a little more weight back into your heels. Lengthen through your fingers, breathe. Exhale, hands to prayer center, straighten the knees, fold forward. You know this one, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands onto your mat. Step your feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana, your way. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe, pedal it out a little bit. Now let's go into the warrior two pose in this pose. Lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through to a low lunge. If you're in the chair, just kind of turn your bottom. Right toes shining forward, come on up to standing. Back foot plants, 45 or 90 degree angle, whatever feels right. Bend into your right knee, arms tee out, lengthen up. Exhale, settle in. Maybe your right toes, move them more toward the top of your mat. Knee over the ankle. Check out your hips, kind of sort of make them equidistant to the front of the room. Arms tee out, lengthen up. Exhale, settle in, squeeze the mat together energetically with your inner thighs. Lengthen up, exhale, settle in. Hold it here, warrior pose, strong pose. Inhale, lengthen. And on this exhale, turn your head to the right, look over your right middle finger, and then reach that right arm far to the front. Tick-tock your arms, 6 and 12. Bottom arm can be bent with the forearm into the thigh, or it can be straight. Reach through your fingers, then look up to your left hand. Don't you feel a big stretch up your left side? Breathe, stretch, find more space from fingers to fingers. Reverse warriors next. On an inhale, rise on up. Low body stays right where it is. Right arm goes up this time. Left arm goes down your back thigh. Look up, look up, look up to your hand. This is your reverse warrior. When you're ready to take an exhale, cartwheel your arms, surround your hands on the right front foot, send your right foot back to meet the left, maybe Chaturanga Dandasana, or maybe you come to your knees, or maybe you go back to down dog. Make your own little sequence here. High plank, low plank, upward facing dog. You're on the tops of your feet. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through to your low lunge. In your low lunge, rise on up to standing. Right foot is down, left foot is down. Left toes shine forward, left knee over ankle. Arms tee out, strong warrior two. Inhale, lengthen up. Remember to squeeze the mat. Oh, exhale, settle in. Maybe wiggle the toes more to the top of the mat, working your left thigh more parallel to the earth. How is that? If you're in the chair, you're golden. Lengthen up. Exhale, settle in. This time, inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, look to the left, reach to the left. Tick-tock the arms, look up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Breathe, stretch. Exhale, cartwheel the arms. Chaturanga Dandasana. Left foot back to meet the right. You do it your way. Maybe it's on the knees. Maybe you go back right to a down dog. I'm gonna go high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal it out. We get to do it again. Walk your feet to meet your hands, or your hands to meet your feet. Rise on up, extended mountain. Bend in the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach, sink low. Reach, sink low. Reach, sink lower. When you're ready, hands to prayer center. Straighten the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take your chaturanga the way you like it. I'm gonna do high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, pushing the earth away. Exhale, down dog. Slide the mat forward, tailbone to the sky. Inhale, right leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through to your low lunge. Feet, right foot between the two hands. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Sink low. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, lengthen up. Sink low. Turn your head to the right. Reach to the right. Tick-tock the arms. Look up. Really look up. Try to look up to that hand. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm goes up, left arm goes down. As you're ready, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, hands plant, right foot meets left, high plank or your variation. Exhale, low plank, push the earth away, up dog. Exhale, tuck the feet, down dog. Breathe and pedal. Pedaling it out, feels so good. Take advantage of that. Breathe. Stretch the backs of your legs. Don't forget to shake your neck. Left leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through. Low lunge. Rise on up. Feet plant. Arms tee out. Settle in. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, settle in some more. Get natural here. Get where it feels right. Lengthen up. Settle in. Look to the left. Exhale, reach to the left. Tick-tock, 6 and 12. Look up. Reverse warrior as you exhale, right arm down, left arm up. Breathe, reach through the fingers. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Send the left leg back to meet the right. Chaturanga Dandasana if you want, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog, hips are high. In your down dog, push into your hands. Send your tailbone up to the sky. Loosen your neck, shake it, pedal it out, and breathe. Whew. Downward facing dog can be considered a resting pose. Breathe. Finish, still your feet, bend your knees, come on down to your mat. All right, so that was your Sun salutation A, sun salutation B. Purpose of those is to wake up all the big muscles. Oh my gosh, told you it would be quick paced, and now it's done. All right, everything's awakened. Grab a drink and we'll do some core stuff. All right, so maybe our usual 3 little core things. Maybe you want to use your strap for your boat pose if you do have it nearby. Okay, I'm going to come down to my bottom. I'm going to wiggle my bottom so I can feel my sits bones on the mat. All right, bend the knees, soles of the feet touch, knees open wide. Maybe you hang out here. It's all good. Now I'm going to take it with control because you are in control, right? All right, hands to prayer center in gratitude. Maybe it's time to say your mantra to yourself. I am strong. Take a deep breath in. I am patient. And a deep breath out. Lean on back. Start to lean on back as if you're in a beach chair. All right, take it slowly with control. You've got this. Try to avoid the big clunk at the end. But take it on back. Even this is a big core exercise, right? You feel your belly engage, your strong muscles in your core are what are holding you up here. Come all the way down to your back. Once you're down, maybe hike the heels up a little bit closer. Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Elbows are bent. Fingers are lightly at your temples or behind your ears. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Take advantage of this moment. Even staying right here is grand. Maybe this is where you want to stay. You can breathe in and out of your mouth here. Let some of that heat go that you built up in your warrior sequence. Think of your chin. Your chin is going to go up to the sky. As you exhale, lift the shoulders. Chin is going up to the sky. You don't want to be looking down at your feet. You don't want to bend your neck. You want to keep your neck straight. So the chin goes up to the sky. Elbows are open wide toward the earth. Exhale, or inhale. Come on down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Sometimes we hold the shoulders up and we pulse, little teeny pulses, little teeny movements like you do in a bar practice, which we do on Fridays. We do Yoga Plus, so it's yoga plus bar plus Pilates plus hand weights. Oh my gosh, I told you we shake it up. Every day is different. Breathe. Little teeny pulses maybe, or maybe you're still lifting and lowering. Breathe. Let's finish here. Come on down. Aren't you glad we're finished? Oh my goodness, yes. All right, that was your Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Let's do bicycle. Lots of ways to do bicycle. Okay, bring your knees together at the midline of your body. You can keep the soles of your feet, put your fingers back at your temple, lift your shoulders up just like you did 2 seconds ago, and then start to work an elbow toward an opposite knee. You can do your little bicycle this way. Here's another way to do it. Shoulders come down, legs bend. Knees are over your hips. Drive through your heels, just like you did through your chin up to the sky. Drive through your heels to the bottom of the room as if you were riding a recumbent bicycle. And when you're ready, here's another option. Peel your shoulders up. There's so many ways to do it. Maybe you keep your hands at your hips. Maybe you bring your fingers to your temples. Open up the shoulders and then work opposite elbow toward opposite knee. If you're in the chair, start to one leg, then the other. Or keep both feet planted and you work an elbow toward a knee, an opposite knee. Breathe. Another option. Scissor kick your legs. Straighten them out and breathe. That's a big bicycle. All right, let's finish here. Send your legs on down to your mat. Take a brief stick pose to stretch everything out, kind of the equivalent of your Tadasana, right? All right, palms touch, fingers reach. Long to the top of your mat, toes point. Long to the bottom of your mat. Stretch it out. Big number 1, hug your biceps up near your ears. Breathe. Oh, you got it. Oh, big strong breath. Maybe come back to your Ujjayi Pranayama breath with your lips closed. All right, boat pose. You can use your strap if you want. I showed you in the early spin down if you want to do that. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to bend my knees, hands behind my knees. Going to rock and roll up a couple of times. Come on up to a seated position. Let the rock and roll be fun. When was the last time you did this? Hopefully you'll say, last yoga class. All right, breathe. Come on up to seated. Remember that beach recliner? Hug your elbows in and lean on back. Drag your heels a little closer to your bottom. Hold it right here. Maybe this is a great way to take your boat. There's always another way though. Maybe you extend one leg long, maybe the other. Maybe knees straighten or maybe they're bent. Maybe that feels better for you. Hold on here. Maybe hands can release. Lean on back. Shoulders are back and down. Your back is nice and flat. Hold here, reach towards your feet or up toward where the ceiling and the wall meet, or reach overhead. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring your hands to prayer center. Start to row the boat, dipping one elbow to one side, then the other. Row, row, row your boat. Breathe. Little bend in the knees. Might feel better. Try it and see. It's all about feeling right, feeling good. Let's finish our boat. Hug your knees in. Bring your heels towards your bottom. Wrap your forearms around your shins as best you can. Maybe tuck your forehead toward your knees. Chin towards your chest. Maybe come on up to your toes. Find a little bit of balance here in your cosmic egg pose. Isn't that a fun name? It's just fun to say. All right, balance here. Squeeze and hold everything tight. You got it. Maybe challenge your balance more. Circle your ankles this way and that. Plant your feet down. Crisscross at the ankles. Hinge forward. Come back to your downward facing dog. All right, hands on your mat. Hips go high. Feet, you're looking at them. They're hip width distance apart. Heels are slightly elevated. Press into your strong hands. Suction cup your fingers like little geckos. Push the earth away. Tailbones lifted, pedal it out. All right, let's go into that lunge series to get that big twist going on. Still your feet. Kick your right leg high to the sky. Kick it a couple times. Bend your knee. Woo, move it around. Find mobility in that nice big hip socket you got. All right, leg goes high. Exhale, sweep it through to your low lunge. Foot comes between the two front hands as opposed to your two back hands, right? All right, rise on up. Rise on up. All 10 toes are pointing forward. You can have a chair or your countertop here. It's all good. Back heel is lifted. Start to bend into both knees. Take it slowly. You got it. Hold it here. Maybe come all the way down to your back knee. No problem with that. You can keep your toes in a dorsiflexion, or you can come onto the top of that back foot if you like. But just be aware of what you're doing. All right, maybe the back knee is just a little bit lifted off of the mat. Arms go high. Breathe. Hold it here. Push into the earth with both feet. Arms are lifted. Maybe look up to your fingers. Maybe take a little back bend. Exhale, look forward and bring your hands to prayer center. Mantra time, I am strong. All right, so right leg is forward. You're gonna take the left elbow outside of the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Hands are stacked, elbows are stacked. You're looking down at your right toes. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Twist to look at the right corner of your mat or the right side of your room, or you're looking at your hands. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Maybe look up to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Maybe look over your shoulder. And the inhales matter because you're lengthening your spine. And the exhales matter because you're hollowing out your belly, letting you take that twist even deeper. This is your twist. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Come down to the bottom knee if you're not already there. Bring the top of the back foot onto your mat if it's not already there. Wiggle your right toes to the top right corner of your mat and take your runner's lunge. You could slip a towel under your back left knee. If that feels better, maybe find your block. Bring your block up inside your right ankle. Maybe wiggle the right toes even more. I'm just gonna keep on wiggling. Left leg is long and straight. Breathe. Maybe your block brings the ground up to you as you place your hands on your block inside your right leg. Lengthen up here, hold on here, you've got it. Nice big stretch in your hip flexors going on. It's the left one, the left side. We do lots of lunges throughout the week to prepare you for this. Maybe you have no block at all. Hands come down to the mat. Maybe with your block, you press your forearms into it. Maybe you decide to open up that right hip by rolling onto the pinky toe side of your right foot. Lengthen up here, stay on your block. Maybe you have a half height block, or maybe no block at all and you decide to come all the way down. Breathe. This is your runner's lunge. Let's come out of it. Press into your hands. I told you it would be quick. Send your right foot back to meet your left. You can stay on your bottom left knee as we come into a side plank. Arm is important here, the left arm, your foundation. Left shoulder over your left wrist. You can be down on your left knee. Right leg goes long. Hips are on top of each other. You can lift the right leg up. You can lift the arm up. You can reach the arm to the front of the room. You can hold on here. I'm going to take a classic side plank. Glue my ankles together, left shoulder over left wrist, right arm lifts, hips are stacked, right arm lifts, look up to the right arm. Breathe, hold, push the earth away. There's your side plank. Hands come down, hips go high, pedal it out. Shake your neck, downward facing dog. Whew. All right, it's up to you. Stay here and keep pedaling, or Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog, hips are high. Push the earth away. Give it a pedal. You got it. Maybe you're on your knees. It's all good. Now I'm gonna do this whole thing on the other side. So from your downward facing dog, kick your left leg high. Sweep it through to a low lunge. Exhale, foot comes between the two front hands. Rise on up. Whew, to standing. Here's your high lunge. Put a bend in the knees. Maybe come down to the back knee. Breathe. I gotta take this one super slowly or I really feel it in a not good way in my knees. Left knee over left ankle. Back knee is bent as much as you want, maybe all the way down to your mat. Put a towel under it maybe. All right, I'm gonna lift up a little bit. I'm gonna lift my arms. I'm gonna look up to the ceiling and wall. Look overhead, take a little baby back bend. Exhale, hands to prayer center. I'm gonna come down to my bottom knee. You can stay lifted if you want, but today, my knee's telling me come down. All right, breathe, lengthen up. Exhale, let it go. All right, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Hands are stacked, elbows stacked, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Really important you listen to your body. You don't wanna hurt it. You know what pain feels like. Don't get in pain. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Now if you're down on your back knee, you can deepen your twist. If you're up on your back knee, you're challenging your balance. It's all good. All right, one last big inhale. One last big twist here. Exhale, hands back to prayer center. Runner's lunge time. Wiggle your left toes to the top left corner of your mat. Right leg, send it long. Top of your right foot is on your mat. Gotta get it going, gotta get things moving in different ways. Left toes, wiggle to the top left corner of the mat. Open up your pinky toe. Maybe press into your block with your hands. Maybe press your forearms into the block. That intensifies it. Or maybe slip on down to your forearms on your mat. Breathe in and out. Breathe. Press into your hands. Straighten your arms. Side plank time. Remember how we took it on the other side? Same thing on this side. You do it your way. I'm gonna take a high side plank. Gonna have my right arm nice and aligned, left arm high. Breathe, look up to your fingers, hold it here. Breathe, push the earth away. Let's finish. Hands come down, hips go high, pedal it out. Walk your feet to meet your hands, or your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, arms, sweep up, extended mountain. Lengthen up. Remember we did this when we first started. Do you remember we took that confidence pose? Take it again. Hands to your hips. Chest is lifted. Elbows back and down. Rise up onto the balls of your feet. How does this feel? Is it different than how when we started? I bet it is. That's what movement does. The more you do it, the better you can do it. We gotta get that into our heads. Breathe in, breathe out. So easy to sit on the sofa. So easy to sit on the computer and scroll through mindless things for hours. Get up and move. All right, come on down to your feet. Our balancing sequence, familiar poses, but put together a little differently today. This is a big balance. This is really gonna challenge your balance. Try it. No problem having a chair nearby. Okay, all right, to begin with, let's start in tree. For your tree pose, hands to prayer center, lengthen up through your spine, bend your knee, open up the knee to the side of the room. That's knee that's bent, the sole of that foot, slip it up inside the standing foundational leg and hold it here. Holding onto a chair, totally fine. Maybe slip the leg even higher, bring it high up into the thigh. Push the foot into the leg and leg into the foot. All right, if you're always slipping out here, you know, sometimes some yoga pants are really slippery and it makes it really hard to do this. Keep that in mind. Maybe switch out your yoga pants. All right, hips equal distant to your mat. Hands to prayer center. Maybe grow your branches. Lengthen up. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Challenge your balance by swaying your branches. All right, here's where we're putting it together. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Bring that knee, I'm using my right leg. Bring the knee forward, come into a one-legged mountain. So bring your knee to about hip height. Hold it parallel here. Arms lift high. Here's your one-legged mountain. Hold it here. Stay strong. Lift higher through your fingers. Open up through your hips. Find space there. Lengthen through the crown of your head and root firmly into that foundational leg. Hold it here. This is one-legged mountain. We're going to take it to your eagle pose. All right, how are we going to do that? Let's take our right leg. Bring cross and hug across your right leg over your left. Hug and squeeze high in the upper inner thighs and bend your left knee a little bit. Get comfortable here. Arms are lifted. It gives it a challenge. Maybe bring your hands to prayer center. Top of the right foot, maybe hook it around your left calf and sink a little bit lower. Hold it here. Focus, focus forward. Arms. Here's what you can do with your arms. You can keep them at prayer center. Hands to opposite shoulders. You can be doing this seated in the chair, remember. Maybe you bring your arms parallel to each other and sweep the right arm under the left. Bring your palms together to touch. Squeeze your elbows down. Look over your fingers. Hold them here. Breathe. Stay strong. Your gaze is forward. Eagle-armed airplane. Just release the right leg. Send the right leg to the back of your room. Hinge forward. Put a little bend in your standing knee. Pinky edge side of your hands toward the earth. Right leg lifts a little higher, higher, higher. Breathe. If you fall out, no big deal. Get back in. Reach your fingers to the front of the room. Reach your toes to the back. Eagle-armed airplane. Hold it. You've got it. Come to standing, but don't set your foot down. Don't set your foot down. If you fall out, no big deal. Don't set your foot down. Come on back to your one-legged mountain. Breathe. Now, hold on. Cross the right leg into a figure 4 over the left leg. Hold it here. Bring your hands back to prayer center. When everything's kind of contained at the midline, you have more balance. So your legs in a figure 4 here. Remember how your legs are, figure 4. Hold it here, breathe here. Stay strong. As you're ready, plant the right foot down. Arms go high, lengthen up, extended mountain. Take a baby back bend. Come back to extended mountain. Tree on the other side. Root into the opposite foot. I'm gonna root into my right foot. Take the weight out of my left. Open up the left foot, hold it here. Hands to prayer center to regain the balance. Maybe repeat your mantra. Left foot lifts, bring it to wherever feels right inside your foundational leg. Just don't put it on the inside of the knee. Doesn't feel right, go with what feels right. Lengthen up, hold it here, tree pose. Grow your branches if you like, sway your branches too. Breathe. From here, let's go to a one-legged mountain. Maybe arms lift up to extended mountain. Maybe you prefer to bring your hands to prayer center and bring the knee to the front of the room. Thigh parallel to the earth. Bring your arms back up to the sky. Hold here in your one-legged mountain. You've got it. Cross the left leg over the right. Maybe hook the calf or hook the foot behind the right calf. Maybe hands come to prayer center as you put a bend in your knee and hold it here. Maybe hands to opposite shoulders. Maybe arms are parallel and reaching long, and you sweep the left arm under the right. Palms touch, elbows squeeze down. Look over your fingers and hold. Breathe. There's your eagle pose. Now, let's take this eagle pose and take it into an eagle-armed airplane. Just uncurl the left leg. Send the left leg to the back of the room. Pinky fingers work toward the earth. Left leg lifts, hips are equal distant to the mat. Reach your fingers more to the top of the mat. Hold on in your eagle-armed airplane. Now as you're ready, come back to your humble warrior. So begin by going back to your one-legged mountain. You fall out, no big deal, get right back in. Now cross the leg over so it's a figure 4. Hands to prayer center, hold here. Breathe. Fall out, no big deal. You're working on improving your balance. This is a hard sequence. Sit back, breathe. Remember how your legs are, figure 4. Breathe in, breathe out. Release the arms high to the sky. Feet plant on your mat. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Take a baby back bend. Exhale, hands through prayer center. Say your mantra. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat. Walk your feet back, either to a downward facing dog or take your Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Half pigeon pose. Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Right leg kicks high. Exhale, right knee comes behind your right wrist. Left leg goes along on your mat. If you're not liking this, you can get the same benefit by coming onto your back, bending your knees and placing your legs in. Remember, figure 4. Do that. I'm going to bring my legs into a figure 7 here. So I'm going to work my left shin a little more parallel to the top of the mat. So think about your legs, kind of, sort of, in a number 7. You can stay here on your hands. You can slip down to your forearms. Hips equidistant to your mat. Shoulders are soft. Breathe. Big breath in, big breath out. We do this pose often in a restorative practice, which we do on Thursdays and Sundays. But in those practices, we hold it for a longer period of time. In this practice, not so much. Feel the big stretch in your hip. Take a big breath in and a big sighing breath out. Imagine really finding space in your right hip. All right, time to press into your hands. Tuck the back left toes under. Send your right leg back to meet your left and shake it out. If you're on your back, come into a figure 4 with the other leg and press the inner thigh of the bent leg open. All right, downward facing dog. Exhale, left leg kicks high. Exhale, left knee behind your left wrist. Right leg long. Legs come into, I guess it'll be a backward 7 here. Lengthen up through your spine. Get your hips equidistant to your mat. Big stretch in your backside. Maybe slip down to your forearms. Maybe rest your head. Breathe in, breathe out. Softness in the shoulders. Sigh it out. Send the breath to the hips. Think of creating space there. Soften in your glutes. Breathe in and breathe out. Great pose in which to stay longer in a restorative practice. We'll do that. Check us out later this week. All right, so there you go. You've got this. All right, press into your hands. Tuck your back right toes. Send your left leg back to meet the right. Shake it out. Shake it out lots of different ways. Plant the feet. Tailbone high. Crown of the head. Shake it. Loosen it up. Hinge forward high plank just for a second. Keep your hands where they are. Lower all the way down to your belly. Once on your belly, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Zip up your legs. Tops of your feet are on your mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Zip up your elbows. Chin, nose on the mat. Exhale. As you inhale, peel your shoulders up. Look down your nose. Press the tops of your feet into your mat as best you can. Little to no weight in your hands. Cobra pose. Lift a little higher. Breathe. Finish. Come down. Arms go straight down by your sides. Turn your head. Left ear, left cheek on your mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Oh, let it go. Floor bow. Dhanurasana. Bring your chin back to the center of your mat. Bend your knees. Maybe that is where you stay. Like kicking yourself in the bottom. Stay here. Maybe. Arms reach back and you can capture the outsides of your heels. Wiggle your knees back together. Heels towards your bottom. Feel your collarbone open up. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Kick into your hands. Send your gaze down your nose. Kick hard into your hands. Maybe your thighs lift up and you balance on your pelvis. Breathe. Finish. Knees come down. Arms come down. Turn your head the other way. You're now on your right cheek or your right ear. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's finish. Chin back to center. Hands under collarbones. Press on up through straightened arms. There's your seal pose. Soften in your bottom. Come on up, just standing on your knees. Once you're standing on your knees, bring your block between your heels. High height, medium height, whatever works for you. Bring your hands to your low back. Put your hands as if they're going into pockets of your jeans. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Look up. to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe look directly overhead. Keep your hips pressed forward. Look up to the sky. Maybe you can reach the block. Maybe you can reach your heels. Lift through the chest, breathe, and then finish. Hands back to your low back, shoulders over your hips. Remove the block, have a seat on your heels. Big stretch in the quads. Hold on here, take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Maybe sneak in a drink of water. All right, big stretch in your knees. It's a good one. Thunderbolt pose. Now, set your legs long. Bring your eye shade or your little towel up by your shoulders. All right, legs go long, arms go high. Reach, stretch. Your body looks like a capital letter L. Reach your arms forward. Reach, decompress your low back. Keep reaching. Toes are up toward the sky. Oh, feel the difference there. Maybe reach your hands toward your feet, your ankles. Hug your elbows in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up, shoulders over your hips. Bridge pose. Bend your knees. Come on down to reclined. Heels, feet are parallel to each other, heels behind your bottom, arms down by your sides. Press the weight into your feet. Now you're going to stretch the front of your hips at the same time here. Feel a similar stretch to like you did in runner's lunge, but now they're both going on. Push hard into your mat. Push your feet so hard into your mat. Think you want to slide your toes toward the bottom of your mat as you try to make your mat longer. Hips are high. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Breathe. All right, supine twist. You can do this in the chair too. You can reach your hands back to one side of the chair. I'm going to send my left leg long. I'm going to bend my right knee. I'm going to hug my right knee in. Going to circle the ankle in both directions. Hugging the knee in good and tight. And then I'm going to take my left hand. I'm going to let the knee cross the midline of my body. And I'm going to tee out my right arm, keeping my right shoulder down and looking to the right. If you're seated, take both hands, grab the back of one side of the chair, and just take a big twist. I'm going to bring my hip back down to the mat, hugging the right knee in again and circling the ankle around a little bit again. This feels really good to me. I hope it does you too. Right leg goes long on your mat. Left leg, pull it up and in. Hug it in, good and tight. Keep your shoulders down. Your arms are strong. You got it. Right toes are drawn towards your shins, so your right calf stays on your mat. Right hand guides the left knee across the midline of the body. Roll onto the right hip and encourage the knee down as you encourage the left shoulder to stay down too. Then look to the left as your left arm extends long. Nice big twist, right? Aren't you glad you warmed up with your big coat swing? Oh, big twist. Finish up. Left hip comes down. Hug the left knee in. Circle the ankle this way and that. Time for happy baby. Left knee, hug it up towards your left armpit. Right knee, right hand hugs underneath the right knee, and it hugs that knee toward the armpit. Rock a little bit from side to side. If you're in a chair, spread your legs wide and just let your belly come between your legs as you reach down to touch towards your feet. Hands capture the inner calves. If you're reclined, capture your heels. Draw your toes towards your shins. A nice tight hand-heel connection here. Send one leg high to the sky, rebend it, and send the other one high to the sky. So your knees are open wide like a frog. Sending one leg high, rebending the other knee. Love it on those knees. Finding mobility and flexibility in your knees. Send your heels high to the sky. Open up your legs good and wide. Take your hands, put them in your inner thighs, and just open up your legs a little bit wider. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly bring your knees back to meet at the midline. Bend your knees. Soles of your feet come down. Time to rest. Legs go long. Heels toward the edges of your mat. Open up your pinky toes toward the edges of the mat. Use your eye shade or your towel to cover up your eyes. Arms down by your sides. Think of keeping your shoulders really away from your ears. Palms face up. And just breathe. Nothing else right now but your breath. No thoughts, just breath. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Soften your cheeks. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. And be comfortable here. Maybe you need to wiggle your shoulders a little bit or your bottom. Just get comfortable. Have lots of contact with the earth. And breathe any way you like, but stay aware of just your breath. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out, where all you feel is the mat beneath you as you take a big exhale. Maybe one of the props you have near you is your remote control, and you can hit pause if you'd like to stay here longer in your final Shavasana. If it's time for you to conclude your practice today, take a big refreshing breath in and a big sighing breath out. Let it go. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Then move that motion up into your feet and your hands. Then your wrists and your ankles, circle them out this way and that. Take a big inhale as you reach your arms high overhead and point your toes to the bottom of the mat. Stretch like you first get out of bed in the morning. And then exhale. Bend your knees and your elbows, roll onto one hip or the other as you come into a fetal position. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Knees are bent. Eyes are closed. Savor the time, these few seconds here. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. As you're ready, slowly make your way up to seated, maybe with the eyes closed or open. You decide. Sit however is comfortable for you, and don't be afraid of sitting on the ground. Sit on the ground occasionally instead of sitting in a chair. Sit on the ground, crisscross your legs, or sit in that thunderbolt pose. Bring your hands to prayer center with your eyes closed. Palms are touching. Feel the warmth in your hands, and just have some gratitude for what you did. You did it. You actually did it today. You did a 1 hour long yoga practice. You gave yourself the time. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Blink your eyes open. Ta-da! Congratulations. You did it. I'm impressed. You know, you gotta move that mountain, right? And it's one stone at a time. Enjoy what you do today. Trust what you're doing is right, because it is, as long as you're not hurting. And you'll get to exactly where you need to be. But just give it time, persistence, and patience. But don't stop moving. I will hold space here for you tomorrow, so show up and just do your thing, right? Because your thing is perfect. All right, from us to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye. Hello, Piper. You're a good girl. What you doing? Good girl. Time for a walk, right? Let's go walk. Bye. Thanks for sticking around. You did it. You did your yoga. I'm really happy for that because, as you know, a little yoga is better than no yoga at all. Said one of our yoga buddies, Betty. Hey, awesome on you. It is so true. Do your yoga every day, a little bit or a lot, so you will feel better. All right, tell your friends. That's the big thing. Tell your friends about our yoga. They can do our yoga too. They can do it from the privacy of their own home. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. You know that. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com if you'd like to support the broadcast. Thank you guys for being here. See you on your mats tomorrow. Live your best day today.